Ew. No, Jules, I am not.
Hey, what the hell's going on down here?
Alright, this wouldn't be freaking me the hell out here. We are definitely dead if we fly off here, I'll guarantee it. Yep.
This hut looks clear.
Oh, there's somebody there. Yeah, because I hit that thing before, now I gotta hit the top of it. Alright, easy enough. Easy squeeze level 3. I don't know what HD is, but the box is only at 80 of those bitches.
Whoa, Pager! The tank's full! Don't let it bleed out, man! That stuff is gold! You hear something? Get over here! No, fuck! Boom! You're mine! Someone get around her! Good work!
Alright, freak me out. Grab it and die. Where'd that come from? Alright, well, we're not dead. We might have every rib on our body broken, but we're not dead. So now I got a lighter. How is that supposed to heal me? Oh, shit. You know what's bad when you finally learn what?
It's the outsider!
Oh, shit.
There!
Mike the Ref Melody, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight. It is
Super
kick! Let go! Let go!
Let go!
Super kick party! Yeah, pay the money for that.
Yes! This life is going great! Let's go!
She's healthy.
Let's go!
Is she healthy?
Yeah!
Apparently she's back.
Yo, 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 and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mike the Ref Twitch stream. And welcome to the AEW Dynamite Sidecast. We got a lot of fun going on tonight. It is going to be inspirational in here tonight. Trust me, the inspiration puns will be all over the place. I am so looking forward to seeing these two here. I think it's a story of, people being disrespected and people don't really know what they have when they got it. Because Cassie Lee, Jesse McKay, they can do a lot more than they did in WWE. And a lot of people just plain old didn't watch TNA. So I am looking forward to seeing what they can do with the birds tonight. So we're going to have to see the Brawling Birds. So, well, it's going to be a fun match regardless. And, yeah, we're Inspire. Oh, I'll just we're. Max will give you one of those. And we got some breaking news for tonight. He won't be on the card tonight. He's actually going to be debuting at the pay-per-view. Or the PLE, sorry. But Seth Ross has been uploaded. He will be taking part in Backbreaker Pro Wrestling Arrival coming up March 14th. Where we're officially doing it, I'm not announcing that yet. You're going to have to find out later. But speaking of which, on the left here is the card for tonight's Backbreaker Pro Wrestling. The Retro Balls, Chris Zodiac and MCG, going to be teaming up with Marina Shafir to take on Mellow Beast, Nick Ontario, and Chris Statlander. Kayla J, there's somebody waiting in the back for her to take on her. My PO making it. All right, cool. Well, all good. We'll worry about it as we go. So, PJC and AWS going to be looking for a little bit of revenge after last week as they take on Game Time Will Jackson and Walker Pipe Guy. But in our main event tonight, remember the game explodes with Hoju and Andre C going one-on-one. Winner gets to take on Ophelia Payne at Arrival in the semifinal, for the BPW World Title. So that is gonna be a blast. Make sure you are here. I'll have an announcement about one more match that we have signed for Arrival. Looks like we're gonna have an 8-match card for a post-collision PLE. So if you're an AEW fan, buckle in because we got 8 matches going. So. Well, let me take that off the screen here so we can get back into it. I'm not going to be able to adjust anything for the chat tonight. I've been playing around trying to fix a few things and I got a new app for it. So you like Chamber and Collision? Apparently a lot of people did. If you check out the results from Meltzer, Meltzer actually mentioned that I'm going to see if I can fix it right now while we're chatting here. You know I'm a tinkerer. I can't help it here, but apparently the results for the why are you asking me to do this now? Remind me later. Last Saturday's collision was the biggest sorry, just going through my options here. Was the highest rated or most people watched collision compared to a PLE period. So compared to before. So, okay, we'll see how things go as new things come up here. So, but yeah, apparently it was like 332,000 or 532,000. I can't remember exact number. It was one of those two. But yeah, apparently the number was a lot larger than what it was. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that looks a little better. I'll change the font maybe. Oh. Yeah, you know what sucks about Johnny Nitro or Johnny TV, whatever you want to call him? He literally still looks better than all of us with that hair like that. You know what? Well, it's going to be a little tight reading. Let's see if I can get... I'll fix the details later. This looks good, but we'll go with that. No, have you seen the new photo of of Johnny as he's now got his new freshly shaved head after his hair versus hair match that he lost down in CMLL. He still looks like a freaking god. Absolutely amazing. Like the guy's got everything pretty much. Muscles of a god, beautiful wife, essentially a dream job where he gets to travel the world whenever he wants. And yeah, just literally everything that he wants he has right now. And it just, I don't want to say I'm jealous, but I'm jealous. Well, I'm jealous of most of you. No, it's been a fun couple weeks here for wrestling. And then, just add on what we're going to get tonight. We're getting Kevin Knight and MJF. So if you checked out the YouTube channel, there's a reason I put the title that I did. We're talking about being inspired because I don't really think the title matches are going to do a whole lot tonight. I think with Tekla and Thunder Rosa, I think that's going to be a fun one. I think I think it's going to be fun, but I think Tekla's going to retain. I think that's probably the obvious thing. And then you got also
you left your house and walked into mine.
Zodiac. Chris, 47 freaking months. 47 freaking months. That's almost 4 years. My God, sir. Bag out. Bag out. Thank you. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody here. But yeah, and I'm very thankful because if you guys are watching on the YouTube, I actually have alerts set up both for YouTube and for Twitch now on here. So, nah. We'll be 4 years in 31 days. So, no, thank you, Chris. I always appreciate your support all the time, my friend. Always thankful for the sub. And yeah, we're just talking about how everything's setting up here, and tonight title matches ain't gonna mean a whole lot. And that's to your talk about what's going to happen with the world title. I think Cody wins it on Friday. I think they're going to try to do Cody Randy for ticket sales. And now that essentially Jade and Rhea cost themselves a main event night one spot, I believe. Be a predictable, smart, but bitch move. Hey, would it... Like you said, predictable. I was going to say, you think they're not going to do something crazy like that? They probably will. They might start with the Inspiration debut because they haven't shown it yet. I'll take it if we get it right away. Oh, MJF said he first. Okay, sorry. Aldis deserves a Mania match, and I think they're probably going to get it. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's right. All right, some kind of production issue there. Not the best way to start off the night, but... Let me know when AEW has a good sale. What do you mean for merch? Straight up, I can tell you exactly when the next big sale is going to be. It's going to be next weekend. Next weekend, the code will be Revolution. They do a sale every pay-per-view. It usually runs from the Friday to the Sunday. Trust me, I'll be getting stuff too this weekend, so. This will be interesting to see. How long do you think they give him tonight for Kevin Knight? I don't know if they give him a full, like a 20-minute match. Wouldn't surprise me. I think they're going to make him look like $1 million, but I don't think anybody in their right mind will think that they want to have Kevin Knight and Adam Page as the main event of Revolution. Oh, and while we're waiting for everybody to get in the ring, I just want to let everybody know. I'm just going to pull this up again here. If you guys didn't see it on socials today, next Tuesday will be the beginning of 10 days in a row of streaming. And we got a lot going on here. I've revised the text so people can actually read it for what we're doing. So I'm full of plugs. And it's usually the good ones now, not those other ones that certain people talk about. But yeah, if you're around next Tuesday, there's something that you want to play that you guys that are the regulars. If there's something you want to see on the channel, let me know. I'm pretty wide open. We'll be chatting a lot and. Blue suit, white shoes. Not a bad combination for Justin here. This crowd's not cheering too loud because they know what's coming. So he didn't take his jacket off. Is there a possibility that there's something there? Oh, maybe not. Maybe just he had some bad timing there. This will be a lot of fun. I would have loved to see them save this for like a year. And they can always run it back, of course, but MJF going with the aqua tights tonight. Hey, Michael, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Oh, there it goes. A little bit of delay for coming up on the Stream Elements chat. By the way, I know I got to fix the font on it, but what do you guys think of the new chat ticker there? Like I said, been trying to tinker with a few things here, and there's a lot of things I've been tinkering around with over here. So as we move back to OBS here, and no, watching everything the Knight's doing, like the amount of momentum that he's getting. Hey, Mr. Vic, how you doing tonight? We got 1/3 of our opening match here already tonight. So, our opening match for Backbreaker tonight. I'm doing good. How are you doing tonight? I hope everybody's having a great day. What'd you miss so far? Audio Flub. They ran a first match, basically a summary of the MJF Hangman sort of what happened last week deal. And then they just went straight into the match here. I think we've only gotten a couple minutes in, so. But yeah, other than that, stack card tonight. Absolutely going to be a lot of fun here. So badly want Swerve and Knight tag team. Let Knight and Bailey cook right now. Let that burn out before you worry about moving on to something else. But it wouldn't blame me. I wouldn't blame you. If they would actually do something like that, it wouldn't hurt my feelings whatsoever. I don't know if I'm ready for Kevin heel quite yet. Because the thing about, and I don't think there'd be any problem with the personality. It's simply the moveset. Kevin reminds you of Rick Rude. Honestly, that's only by body. Like body-wise, I give you that. I can see where you see something like that, but also at the same point, you look at a guy like Kevin Knight. He's got, oh, look out, back and forth, wiggle, wiggle. Dirtiest move in the world. Dirtiest move. Do we call that a big Hebrew bomb or something like that? To be fair, he's only 25. Yeah, and that's why I say let him run out as a face right now. And it's the same thing with Randy Orton. Like, a lot of people forget Randy Orton's first finisher was a missile dropkick from the top. When he started on SmackDown back in 2002, prior to his shoulder injury, his finisher was a flying dropkick. They rushed Nick Wayne's heel turn. Yeah, fair enough. By the way, Nick Wayne, I do believe, I don't know if it's formally announced, but, whether it was last week, Nick Wayne made his return to, yep, but I mean, top rope crossbody in the SmackDown games, that's fair. I think you bring him eventually over. He just give him some time to develop a little bit more of a move set. The attitude, I think, won't be a problem at all. You just don't want your heels being cheered. I know with AEW, they sort of skirt the lines between face and heel all over the place, but happy AEW Dynamite Day, Andy. Great to see you here tonight. Caught wrong. Yeah, well, that's exactly the point, right? Like, the only way you could be a heel is sort of like an anti-hero, and that's even the point where they got Swerve right now. As he's being a bit of a... He's never really turned full heel. It's more been like fans have cheered about the song. But look at everything that's sorry, excuse me one sec, chat. There, much better. Swerve has been an anti-hero since the group with the rapper. And that's the thing. Like, and people like to cheer anti-heroes now. And that's a little part that sucks when we do this, but yeah. But look at MJF just trying to work his ass off here to make Kevin look great. Not that it's that hard when you got a guy like Kevin Knight who can do everything that he does. Got him up, got him down. But he has that problem getting over the cover because he's selling the injury. I love this. Like, Kevin Knight might not win this match. And I think, like I said, I don't think it's going to happen. But they're actually showing that he can hang with the big boys, right? And that's what AEW needs to do right now. Like at the top of the card, they are pretty stacked, but in terms of the people that are there that make it stacked, look at who it is right now. Swerve's rather young. Hangman's getting there. Omega's old balls. Jesus! All right, Kevin Knight just said, "Yeah, no, we're just gonna yeet ourselves right over the ropes here." And Max doing his best Orange Cassidy impression right now. So is this gonna make, if Orange tries to do that spot in his tag match tonight, is that gonna be a problem? Oh, I thought he was going for a brain buster. But that makes sense. That flip over suplex there. My God, what a DDT. That was beautiful right there. But Chad, I got to ask you, like, what are your thoughts on Revolution? Like, how close are you? Like, we're a week and a half away, right? People forget that. Like, we are, next week's the go-home week. How are you feeling about what's coming up next Sunday? Not that there's a ton to it. Like, I think we only got, 4 matches? Thank AEW for completely broadcasting them on the screen right now. MJF Page. We got the tag match, FTR and the Bucks. We got Mox and Takeshita. I never knew MJF did an F5. Not saying it's the worst thing in the world, but every time you do anything, it hurts. So, especially when you get hit in the ribs. Oh, quick roll up. All right, now we're going to pick up the pace here a little bit, get a few false finishes in. Then MJF should finish it off. The referee's worst spot in the world. Back and forth, back and forth. At least the guys get to kick out a little bit when they do it. Jesus! All right, that took a little bit. I think it deserves another one there. And I'm going to give him that for that one. So that's like, the Fosbury flop is amazing there. Um, 400 plus days combined. That's the thing. Remember that. Yeah, because MJF, the last one, it used to be Omega, and then remember they had Omega versus MJF on Collision randomly for the world title because that was the night that was breaking the record for a single title reign. And then now MJF's got to catch up for the multiple title reigns, right? Because what? Hangman had it twice. Omega had it. Did Omega have it twice or once? I think it was twice. Samoa. Oh, no, that's right. He did only have it once. Samoa Joe had it twice. Hashtag transitional champ. Oh, no, that's right. He only had it once, too. God, I am off tonight. Wow. But yeah, in terms of total days of title reign, yeah, MJF is in a world of his own right now, and I don't really blame AEW for doing that because, well, look, he's the homegrown talent. Wow, knees right in the middle of the head right there. Kevin's going to hit a splash to get rolled up on, I bet. That's probably what's going to end up happening out of this, but... Nope, going to get crotched again. Is he going to try to do a heat seeker from the top rope? That might kill a man. So what are we at? Almost, this is about 15 minutes into the match. Because that 5 minutes for pomp and circumstance to start the show. I got to imagine Darby, Orange, Clark, and Gabe won't last a whole lot. Just because they'll probably end up brawling to the back, setting up a pay-per-view match. MJF, you better be careful here. Time for a little butter and toast here. MJF's trying to sit there, try to sell this as much as he can, and they just won't let him here. Like, ah. Oh, God. MJF kicked him in the ass. Oh, God, is that cheesy? Cheesy, but MJF. It's also Remsburg being in a bad position, right? It's all about a referee being in a bad position. Of course he'll plead incidental contact. Now, does Remsburg get hit again? Nope. Knees. Rolled right to the outside. Here it comes. It was a war. little bit of a cheese there. I'm not a huge fan of the cheese, but at least both guys looking very strong, of course. Now MJF's got to think about a death match after he just put up with this. But yeah, I got a feeling we got a bad mic set up again for this crowd. I don't know. They're loud when they need to be loud, but points like this, they need to be the guys that carry this over here. Well, he'll get fined, but nobody will care. Oh, and here comes Hangman. No music. Oh my God, he hit him with a shoe. He's wearing shoes. The kick's like 4 times as deadly, is it not? When he wears shoes? That's why he has to not wear shoes? So who's Jet Speed challenging this Saturday? On Collision, they were talking about it on Wednesday. 2 guys had to find a partner, and it looks like MJF might be that partner on Saturday. Yep, that's what I thought. Orange and Darby will be next. Realistically, the last hour could be all women's matches. If they play their cards right, there is a way that they could do that. Even if you get like a emergency backup match put in, it could theoretically be all women's matches for the last hour. Could you imagine the internet fervor if that would come up? But no, pretty decent match. Like, for a match that we all knew what the result was going to be, that wasn't bad at all. Kevin Knight showed up, showed off. And Nats, to your point, he did show some signs of that level of intensity you need to be that heel character, right? So it isn't a, like, I do love the idea of Kevin Knight healing it up, even with Speedball. Like the character, as long as you change the character and the personality around, you can do it. If you're going to be a high-flying team but also be heel, AEW is the place to do it. Because I do apologize, but I got a WWE-ism in my head about, heels can't be high flyers because you're getting cheered for spots. That's a bit of a screw-up on my part, so. And yes, once again, I call that a WWE-ism because, well, for how many years did we get ground in with the premonition that, wrestling could only be a certain way? And we're starting to learn very quickly that wrestling can be brought up in many ways from many different people with many different returns and many different fans. And I'm sorry if you guys didn't watch Police Academy, you have no idea where I was going with that, so. Shout out to anybody who actually watched Police Academy. So, yes, I'm old, okay? I'm old. But, yeah, no, coming into this next match here with Darby and Orange, and this is the first match in this feud that makes sense. The fact that Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors want to kill Darby, and every week it's Orange out there taking the fall. Like, for the last while, it's one of those, Orange is a friend of Darby. That's about it. It was one of those make it make sense, please kind of situations. But now the fact that they're going to be tagging up, and I honestly feel this tag's going to be at the pay-per-view. Either that or they're going to run Kid and Darby again, which they did at the last pay-per-view, and it absolutely was the momentum killer of the show. Yes, I still remember World's End, how great that show was until that match happened. All right, we got the freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy sign this time instead of the milk carton for Roddy, right? I got a feeling this will be a wild one, but do we really want... Are they really going to make it go that way? Darby's actually wrestling tonight. Match number 4 in 3 months. Now, it almost makes me wonder, are we going to see somebody as a surprise tonight? Because Gabe's still coming out with that... Gabe's coming out with the NJPW logo with him, and then all of a sudden... Oh, and in terms of Clark Connors, I do appreciate that they came out and tried to do a video for him to get his character moved out. Because I'll say it point blank, I still call him Disco Inferno. He looks like the reincarnation of him completely. We aren't even going to get a match. Let's not even kid ourselves here. Well, Darby's dead. And dead again. Gabe's out of his mind. What was your first clue? Oh, Jesus! All right, well, let's throw that back in here. Just a random... All right, let's just throw Orange through the table. Now they can't pull off any stupid stuff. Fisherman bomb, I love it. We haven't seen one of those in a long time. That's what we all thought it was going to be anyway, so makes sense. All right, we're going to a commercial break. As we get the the mini sticks are back at McDonald's here in Canada. So that's always an interesting extra bit, a little bit here. But no, I don't know. Like we've always talked about this. I'm not a big fan of the was I gonna say no, I'm not a fan of the wrestling. I'm not a fan of just these brawls for the sake of brawls. Maybe that's just why Darby hasn't grown on me a whole lot here, but well, somebody just kicked the cameraman, so the camera just fell to the ground there on the side. But yeah, this whole night, like tonight, the action's been there. At least that's one thing we could definitely say. Sorry, just checking a couple things that just popped up on my phone here. So, no, I like the fact that Moxley's literally going through every single member of the Don Callis family. If the pay-per-view would have lined up a little better, I don't know if he actually hit every single person. There might have been one or two at the end that he might have left over here. But I really wonder if they're going to give the title back to Takeshita or are they going to let Mox keep it? That's the other thing, though. You know, I haven't seen quite a while Mike the Ref. Oh, look, he's streaming. Let's see how he's doing. Yep, still an absolute... Iceman, you are way too kind. Did you get that last payment I sent you? In all seriousness, great to see you here. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're safe today. You know, I don't know exactly where you are today, but for those that are new here, YYC Iceman, Mr. Levy, he's a driver by trade, so he's been all over this wonderful world of North America. But no, great to have you here tonight. Once again, just happy to have everybody here tonight. Like, things have been getting better and better every week. Sort of like Darby getting injured more and more every week kind of thing. No, still waiting this one on credit. I'm doing good. Tiny town in Nebraska. I hope the weather's okay there. Right now we're -9 and we're supposed to be going up, up, and up as we go along here. By the time I go back to work on Friday, we're supposed to be in the pluses finally. So looking forward. 1 week from yesterday, I'm off for a week and a half. And I'm all here for you guys. Ha! I love Orange Cassidy's hot tag. It's about as hot as a bowl of ice cream. Double hurricanrana. But no, that's got to be most in AEW. 270 matches. Like him and Moxley have to be fighting for the most. It's 14 outside, so I can complain. But last week in Vegas, it was almost 40. I thought I was going to die. Well, it's tough when you're going through Vegas and there's nobody really there, right? Well, Gabe's decided he don't want to deal with that. Now, weather-wise, we're in that phase right now where it doesn't know whether it wants to be winter or spring. Going up. All right, they know how to work together. Is there working set it up for the con? Oh, that's fair. Because, yeah, they're running cons early this year compared to most years in Vegas. It's also why Evo got pushed up this year. Evo, the fighting game tournament held in Vegas every year, it got pushed up mainly because the World Cup's down the States this year during August long weekend. So CEO in Florida has moved to the opposite. And Orange wins with the Orange Punch. But it wouldn't surprise me if after AEW's done in LA, that they avoid the South or that Southwest area for a few months. Or for the majority of the year, for that matter. All right, well, folks, there was talk about David Finlay possibly going to WWE, mainly because his dad works there. Guess what? Tony Khan just got one here. Folks, the War Dogs are like, sorry, that just... Daddy wasn't there for me, as you can see. And now you're going to get clubbed in the head because of it. So let's face it, the War Dogs are coming to AEW. Bullet Club officially is dead. But the War Dogs live on. David Finlay at AEW. I didn't think I'd see it. WWE was setting up a faction in NXT of all second-generation stars. It almost felt like it was a perfect lineup for him in there. So, Vic, you needed a liner for HPC? You got 2 debuts tonight. You just line them up right here. You got David Finlay showing up. You got the Inspiration debuting later tonight. Like, I'm not even going to kid anybody. I don't know whether the Inspiration are going to win or lose. But it wouldn't hurt. I'd love to see them win tonight. But, uh-oh. I am really looking forward to this match. There's a chick calling him right now. Oh, but did you hear that? Oh, the mamacita. All right, here we go. Brawling Birds Inspiration. Let's do this. I'm looking forward to this. I really am looking forward to this. I said it last week. I will bring it up again. The two most influential tag teams in North America, in my opinion, Boston Hug and Inspiration. It's not saying that there's a high bar right now in North America, frankly, outside of the Knockouts division, which even then, those tag titles weren't treated as well as they really should have. Outside of the beautiful people, not a lot of people had them. But yeah, this is going to be fun. And if you're not familiar, yeah, that is Harley Cameron on their intro music. They can talk. What a hard cam shot. Amen. These two know what they're doing. These two have their gimmick down. Yeah. Iconic. It was always theirs. Oh my God, they're doing the Jey Uso. Yeah, this ain't good. They're going to get killed. They're going to get killed. I love when the Brawling Birds are out here that they're going to... when the Brawling Birds are out here, that's when they're going to start doing the all-in ads here. Which makes sense. Yeah, like I said, this might not last a whole lot longer, but we'll see. Yep, this is it. They're getting stacked and dealt with. They're setting up for Harley and Harley and Willow to take on the Brawling Birds. Or they could be going... The Birds could go full heel right now if they want to. I'm not too worried. It's the fact that they're here. They got on TV. I don't think the whole career is going to be like that. And doesn't everybody lose their first match in AEW? Unless it's for a title. Oh, Hangman Page, who's he got tonight? They knew who they are. Harley stayed the same way. Exactly. Like, And Tony's always got a long-term plan for people. If they're on TV, they're going to have a long-term plan for them. And they could just refuse the job next week. I've heard that works. Yes, Andre. By the way, good to see you here tonight. David Finley just showed up in the second last segment here, joining up with Clark Connors and Gabe Kidd. So the War Dogs are all elite. Well, officially, Gabe Kidd still has his New Japan logos, so it could be that Finley and Connors might be just running together. But yeah, that was a bit of a bombshell tonight. The fact that Finley chose AEW with the obvious ties to WWE right now and the faction being set up down there. You can almost imagine that certain people are being swearing and cursing right now over that. With the fact that they have this faction perfectly set up for him, and he's just not going to be there. Those second generation wrestlers there in NXT. It's all right. They'll give that spot to Lexus King. He'll step up for it. Sorry, I had to. But yeah, just Hechicero Mox coming up next. That'll be a lot of fun here. Mox has been putting over the Don Callis family almost as good as Don Callis does. It's going to be a shame when it pretty much ends at the pay-per-view. My personal opinion of... Oh, sorry. Let me back up here to the whole David Finley debut thing. I think there might be a possibility we get a 6-man tag at Revolution with Darby, Orange, and possibly returning Kyle O'Reilly. We could have Kyle O'Reilly show up, and then on the other side, you got Finley, Gabe, and Clark. And then that's where you bring out Roddy to screw over Kyle, so then you end up getting into that feud. Sorry, just got thrown off for a lit. Seeing the online reaction is just so great. When you see a lot of when everybody complains that, when they don't understand the circle of AEW, to any of the online scuttlebutt, here's my answer to what's going on when... Oh, here comes Hangman. My personal opinion, if you're going to do that with the Inspiration, at least you can do it the first match, but the next one, give them something to set up. That just even puts over the Brawling Birds that much more. Oh, goody. We have an already in the ring match following that. A guy that looks like Michael Nakazawa. What, Rowdy Piper, he's back? No, David Finley's back. So old. Is that Asian Pac? Wouldn't be the word. The only difference is Hangman was okay, sorry. Well, this match lasted about 6 seconds. So that's definitely not Asian Pac. Hangman's not even... Hangman's just taking his jacket back. It was a promo segment that he just had to open up with a quick match. Ooh. Gonna ground him or what? I'm sure you do somewhere in there. And it's gonna cost you. Uh-huh. Should clean up my... You probably have more time. You'll probably have just as much time to clean up your... You probably have more time to clean up your room than the guy did in a match here tonight. All right. Is this just like the qualification that Max gets extra mic time tonight? So glad Finley's in AEW, not renamed Liam O'Shaughnessy in NXT. Oh, you know what? It's great that we see a lot of that. And here comes the Callis family, which will be interrupted by the Death Riders, which will lead to the next match. By the way, news just came out. I just got the report from SRS. All three members are signed. Connors, Kidd, and Finley are all signed. They are collectively now known as the Dogs. Which I don't know why they don't use war in there, but that's okay. And yeah, Mark Davis, like, he's had to morph. I don't know if there's been anybody that's had worse luck in AEW than Mark Davis on the men's side. For the mere fact that, no, here comes that human piece of fart. If anybody had like a Taco Bell fart turn into a person, it'd probably be Don Callis. And for the record, this chant for Don Callis started in my hometown, Edmonton, here. And I'm sure Andre can vouch for that too. And when Jake returns, him and Davis have a hell of a tag one. It's true. It's damn true. And, you know, very well could be. French Canadian puke. All right, this is our trios match for Saturday. See, when the guy has to start talking like that to get the crowd riled up, it just pisses me off. You can't hear anything on Collision because nobody can hear you talk. You gonna do it right now? Oh God. They're gonna do a double. First hour's been very interesting. Kevin Knight had an absolute great match against MJF for the title. We found out David Finlay is now a member of the AEW roster. War Dogs are put back together. They're officially now known as the Dogs, all signed in AEW. The Inspiration got run over by the Brawling Birds in their debut. And now Hangman had a 8-second match, and now they're being told they're working the trios titles in the main event against the Don Callis family. Protocata and Mark Davis versus the Jet Set Radio for the titles. Jet Set Rodeo, sorry. It's almost exciting as our match coming up tonight. And they only got, 45 minutes probably to get ready? They are horsecock. I will agree with you. I say that. Mark Davis is a Star Trek ensign tonight, huh? Yeah. Well, he typically is the guy that gets murdered in these matches. But yeah, I do hope everybody gets a chance to hang out this Sunday with me, or next Sunday, sorry, with the pay-per-view. Oh, goody. Here we go. Self-defense. Cash is very hard at keeping his face straight, isn't he? You want to do it in front of all the people, right? It's a smart thing to do here as they're going through this. Piss and blood. Not just blood, piss and blood. Fuck those guys. That doesn't surprise me. That's old Southern wrestling. But I don't mind that they did it as a backstage segment. If you did that up front, that would be a little bit of... that'd be a little rough, to be honest. We don't need all these elongated promos. Why is Marina asking Tony to make her laugh? Why is it when I see him coming down from there, the only thing running through my mind is burn him, burn him, burn him, burn, burn, burn him. Maybe the fact he was brought up on Monday. If you didn't see the promo between Punk and Reigns, he was... they went back and talked about the debut of the Shield, which actually happened in Indianapolis. Literally the same... Well, in the same building as they were. Yeah, Eli, we talked about it already. Yeah, they are officially all signed. SRS has reported. Great seeing you here, by the way. Appreciate you. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun seeing them here. They're probably going to do a trios match, I'm thinking, at the pay-per-view. David Finlay, like Andre said it best, we don't want Liam O'Shaughnessy and NXT. We want David Finlay. Mackenzie Weegar to Utah for Oli Mantha, a prospect and 3 picks. The Flames made a trade. Well, the Oilers made a trade too tonight, I do believe. So, for 2 guys for a draft pick, Jason Dickinson. Center Jason Dickinson and then Colton Dock to the Oilers for Mangiapane. Well, no, they also dumped Mangiapane, so, you know, that's... They got rid of Mangiapane, they won the trade. I don't care what other pieces are involved. But did they trade the first round pick? 2027 first round pick, so that would have been next year's. So they still have this year's in the tank, I do believe, so. You know what? If it helps the team, in my opinion, Mangi was a scapegoat for the Oilers sucking defensively, much like Skinner last year. Oh, the Sharks have it. Okay. No, Mangiapane, to me personally, I don't think he's a scapegoat for the defense. It's the fact that he scores less than I do around here. And he was brought in as that top 6 guy to come help with the offense, even though he only did it 1 year. They should have looked at his history in Calgary, not in Washington. I love this. Everybody's just throwing it out left, right, and center here about David Finlay here in the socials. Yeah, that's on Stan Bowman being a shit GM, putting him in a position he can't really do. Yeah, that's fair. Signing the wrong person is absolutely... Honestly, it's funny because... And we'll be talking a little bit more about MLB The Show next week. As 26 comes out next Friday, we'll be having it on stream. Having... and the reason I bring it up is I'm currently playing the March to October. It's basically the season play there. After my first season, I lost Guerrero and Bichette. And right now, I am doing 10 games better than I did with them. So, like when Kyle Farmer's my second best hitter right now, all you can say is, just... Mangiapane has been the same since he left Calgary and lost major players that made him look good. Yeah. I'm just surprised that they haven't got rid of Kadri yet down in Calgary, but the weekend's young, right? So we're going to have a lot to talk about on Saturday when it comes to the trade deadline. I know I don't talk a lot about hockey on here, but be back for Backbreaker, all right? You're in the main event, so I hope you're back here for it. Stan Bowman's made more bad calls than Angel Hernandez. You're in the drum roll, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong, my friend. You're not wrong. He's the reason I don't give two craps about the Oilers anymore, to be honest. Won't get rid of Kadri. Well, he wants out. I guess they won't let him out, but... So just a reminder, we talked about this last week in this matchup here. Hechicero does not have to win the match. He has to last 20 minutes. If he can last 20 minutes, or if... Say he's already GM and a bad human being. I would rather have Tambellini running the team again.
No, please, no.
I haven't had to run that sound in a long time here. Max Cassie, a perfect choice for this challenge. Yeah. Well, he actually could survive. He could survive 5 minutes. Where has Castro been? Is he injured, or? I'm assuming that he probably is at this point. I know Bowens is trying to look to be a part of the ops. We saw that on Collision on Saturday in a promo with Hook. Left-handed clothesline. Waiting for the Cassie WWE rumors. Wouldn't surprise me if we get a few of those. as we hit our picture-in-picture here once again. I'll be honest, I try to get rid of all the rumors I can for this stuff. Really isn't a good GM anymore. That's like saying Sutter's still a Stanley Cup contender for any team he's behind the bench for. Thought we go with that when it comes to a Sutter, because that's usually what I deal with Sutters with. But yeah, just when it comes to, like, I give up on a lot of these rumors that are going on, and just all the craziness that goes along with them. Because if you watch the IWC and how they just act, it's just such a cesspool and basically a burning ground for everything. It's very frustrating to be around. So most of the time, unless it comes directly from SRS, I really don't worry about it. And I don't mind being surprised. Like tonight, seeing David Finlay, I absolutely loved it. It's not wrong. He's a bitter beer face. That's true. Well, he's just bitter because he hasn't got enough manure for his crops, because he hasn't been able to fire out enough BS lately. So, and you're a Bruins fan, so they're a hot mess. Yeah, like so many teams are a hot mess right now, and makes me wonder. Like even the Oilers with getting rid of Mangiapane and that salary, are they going to make one more deal? Are they going to try and swing for Bobrovsky of all things, the free agent goalie coming up? Could you imagine? They trade for a goalie and then they're going to trade for another goalie? I don't care if you actually hire an actual brick wall to join that net. If you don't have a defense that plays right, it ain't going to mean a thing. But as we come back from the picture-in-picture here, shout out to Eddie Guerrero here with the lasso from El Paso. Even Moxley said, no, get away. We all thought he was working at Viking more than anything else. He literally grabbed a lariat out of... Okay, that was a little awkward, but I like it. Where's Nigel when you need him? He heard voices in his head. They talk to him. They understand. They talk to him. Like, I think you got to go with the story here. Like, I think Takesha's probably going to win the title at the pay-per-view. Ten minutes gone by remaining. But this has to be the story that each of the Don Callis family has ripped apart Moxley in some effect here. Nice little superplex there. So I also wonder how much time are they actually going to give Tekla and Thunder Rosa here? Because she is a hometown girl, but I think I've made my intentions known for a while about what Thunder Rosa's like in the ring here. Unless something's really different between these two and they just let go. I don't think the match is going to be that much more exciting than the Inspiration debut. This is pretty awesome right here. So that's a knee bar, inverted knee bar here. So what you're trying to do is bend the knee the wrong way. And this is exactly it. Callis is right there with just injuring a guy like just unloading these shots here. Oh no, the straps are coming down. Well, that was a nice bait and switch there. And as soon as he tried to get a little bit of momentum, Moxley said, Trying to go for that Death Rider. Such a big back there for Hechicero. I don't even know if you're going to be able to get that. Oh my God. I thought Moxley was going to be done there. That was inventive. Hechicero does know what to do right there. Reminding Hechicero that he's number 11. All right, this might be the moment where this is done. Shout out to Omega there with the high knee. The double bird, I love that from Hechicero. Just Moxley doing the work. They're a bunch of pussies. Hi, kids. Mom and Dad love you. Which one of you guys sent that sign to the show? I'm not happy with the no time limit thing being lifted. It made the Continental title unique, right? Moxley doesn't even notice him. Now he sees him. Now he's quietly walking back. Moxley's going to make this guy a legend. Not that Takeshi isn't up on that level already, but he's literally going to be made a legend tonight or next Sunday. Is Statlander like the Men in Black here or something, or what? You got to admit, that match is probably going to turn into a big schmoz right at the end. I don't see the titles changing. I don't see much of, they're not going to give it a 20-minute match. We're not going to go that much overtime, are we? But you got to admit, tonight's been a pretty good, a pretty good rebound from some of the stuff that we saw on Saturday. Because I know Saturday we were a little rough on a couple things there early in the show, especially when it came to promos. Tonight's been a return to form with a lot of the wrestling that happened. Like, we haven't faulted any of the wrestling going on, period, but even more so tonight, the wrestling has just been that much better as we've been going along here. And we've had a lot of fun chatting tonight, like, whether it be wrestling, whether it be hockey, whether it be everything else. It's one thing I pride ourselves in here, We're all here to talk about, just life general as well. I know the trade deadline's on Friday, so a lot of people are talking about a lot of hockey stuff going down. And I know there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, and I'm just glad that we could spend a couple hours here just enjoying watching some good wrestling, getting towards a pay-per-view that's making a lot of sense right now, where we don't have wrestlers online going after each other. Or better yet, the only drama we have to deal with is who's going to get booked where and for what match. And how fast can the inspiration get squashed? It wouldn't surprise me for like the first 6 months if they just literally got squashed every match. But it does take a lot to, put over a real squash like that. Like, that squash was epic levels. I have to say that, though. There wasn't much slowdown throughout the entire thing. And that's what you want. Like, if you're going to have, like, big names getting squashed, make sure it's fluent, make sure it's quick. And also the fact that it reminds me that I never want to see Jey Uso running back his entrance ever again. Oh, the graphics officially out. I'll just repost it on X here. They are officially now known as the Dogs. And here comes Brody. Jey Uso. The hell is Brody doing out here? It's 7:30. Let's get going here. Ooh. Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun. The embassy towel? I just noticed the logo on there. And if they're doing the embassy, I want to see them bring the embassy back. He's coming from behind. I'll guarantee it. He's coming in from behind to attack him. You can't be that dumb. You got to know this is coming. Yep. This is going to be a violent match when we finally get it. Excalibur better make his words really soft and sweet. Oh, God, here we go. Somebody's going a hanging. And Tekla's probably loving this, watching this happen. You notice they got the graphic right perfect in the background here? All right, looks like we're getting this match at the pay-per-view, which I pretty much knew we were getting, but it's still nice to confirm it. I thought it was going to be a tag match originally, but this card is filling out just nicely here. We still have to figure out what we're going to be getting for the women's match, but mean, terrible things. The advertising agencies. All right. I like where this feud's going. I really do. I do hope that it ends here, but either way, it seems like a lot. Like it is. It is really awesome to see what we're getting here. All right, time for the local girl to get a shot. At least she's getting an entrance. Chris Statlander doing her best Alba Fire impression. Thunder Rosa getting her shot tonight. I find it interesting that they literally just threw. It almost feels like they just threw this match together. As we come back from the ad break here, it just. A first title defense is always somewhat simple, but even then, there's levels to it, right? Oh my God, look at that mask. The only thing I wish for the AEW Women's Championship, that we get the same kind of intro that the men's title does. The Already in the Ring intro. Unfortunately, like tonight, I don't think you can really do it either way. I don't think either one of them should have got one. You got to admit, Tekla's got her presentation down cold right now. Yeah, well, she's going to get pinned or submitted tonight. Could you imagine them dropping the title of Thunder Rosa at this point? Tekla knows her character better than anyone not named Tony Storm. That's fair. I'll give you 100% of that. Character's been flushed out. And I think the biggest thing you give Tony Khan credit for, not just Tony Storm. When somebody has something, he lets them go. Like whatever level they need to, they go. Like Tony Storm's character, if they went anywhere else, it probably would have been catered a little bit more. But Tony's allowed, and same thing with Tekla, has allowed that character to just flourish and go from there and take it a little bit more than they really should sometimes. Like if you're not familiar with Tekla, her last promotion she was in, they finished it by her attacking the promoter. My prediction that Tekla would be the next Mariah May continues to pay dividends? Absolutely. Tekla gets out of Dodge. And here's the thing. All these people that are coming out of Stardom are going to be in that position, it feels like. Because when you're in Stardom, that they give you all the tools. The only problem is when you're in Japan, you'll get the tools, but you're not going to get the exposure as much. Using family members to hold yourself up. Stardom has proven to be the elite women's developmental. And CMLL. Because I'll tell you right now, there are two people that I expect to see in a regular AEW rotation sooner than later. And that is that would be Persephone and Bozilla. But you got to remember, both of them, well, Persephone's a little older. She's been getting a lot of ROH matches and that. But Bozilla, she's 24, and I guarantee you, once she gets off her injury, Tony Khan's going to siphon up that contract as soon as possible. Hard to ignore Vaquer is amazing. Oh, absolutely. Don't want to sell Stephanie Vaquer short either. And Julia, go as you go from there as well. You want to go one from Mexico and one from Japan? There you go, on both sides. Now, whether they're being booked well, that's on a booker. That's not on a talent. Talent can only do so much based on what they're given from a given promoter. And I will say that over and over again. You can only do so much with what you're given sometimes. And that may be one of the most frustrating things when it comes to wrestling in general right now, is the fact that we know a lot of these wrestlers have absolutely amazing ability to perform. It's just the way they're getting booked is absolute garbage. Julia's done well, but hasn't delivered on the hype Vaquer did. Well, she is U.S. champion, right? You bring that up, and all of a sudden, everybody just, it doesn't matter if you're U.S. champion. Bah. But yeah, it just, Vakur has done everything she can, and realistically, if whatever that means exactly, my personal opinion, I think you have enough of a story here to put Liv and Stephanie as the night one main. I know they were looking to probably do Jade and Rhea as the night one main, and that would have went well, except for the fact that, an ex-AEW wrestler, former TBS champion, decided to open her mouth a little bit too much, and, she started getting involved in a conversation she really shouldn't have, and she's paying for it now. Rhea's literally going to murder her, yeah. Oh, yeah, let's not even kid ourselves here. There's going to be a murder up there. But here's the thing. Like, I personally feel that those two have ruined their ability to get a WrestleMania main. Because Jade versus Rhea probably would have main night one. Because they ain't getting a main on either night next year. Mainly because of location. But Chelsea Green, yeah, forever U.S. champ. Like, wherever you put Chelsea, she's going to be successful. She's just proven that time and time again. Yeah, Rhea didn't ruin it, Jade. Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Rhea's the ultimate... No, I don't think Piper did. It was far gone way before Piper opened up her comments in the in that whole conversation. All because Jade wanted to get involved in a conversation that really didn't need to be there. Oh, I know, she finished. Oh, yeah, that's... There is no way. Thunder's trying. I'll give her that. This is probably the best performance we've seen out of her since she's come back from injury. But a lot of that could be due to Tekla too, right? Like, let's face it, it's all about your dance partner too. Tekla's smiling as she's hitting back and forth here. Oh my. That's got to be a mess on your knees here. Doing that spider suplex like that. Best looking Thunder Rosa match in Thunder Tits, yeah. And it also, like I said, it all depends on who you're working with, right? Excalibur, those aren't elbows. Last time I checked, your elbow is at the point below your arm. Your fist is above your arm. Way too slow on that cutter. And this crowd's like, why? No way. All right. Is it just me? Or even after she hit it, you're like, there's no way. Thunder Rosa having a hard time even getting up. See, she didn't sell the first one, so they had to do it twice. Okay. I don't know what I'd take as a better match. If she would have ate the 3 off the bat, or if it would have been after that little hope spot there. Because to me, I almost feel like that last little bit there sort of felt a little clunky there. Oh, here come the Red Cops. Well, looks like we're going to get the rematch next week. Bit clumsy after the mockery pin. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of that finish. You could have done it without the mock spot there. Like everything after, you could have just hit the 3 and then go from there, but. Oh, here we go. The Mile High Mayhem match. A.K.A. Anarchy in the Arena Mini. I almost wonder how it feels like Stats on the right path, but is this their 3rd or 4th gimmick in the past year? I think this is their 3rd one. But either way, Stat, if she can just... It basically comes down to the fact, can she stick the landing on something? That's all we really care about. If she could stick the landing on something, then we got no problems here. Like, have a little faith in your idea and just go from there. Now we're doing a Ciampa promo, and it's like 8 minutes to 8. She looks like an 80s emo music video extra. Yeah. I really do hope that this main event doesn't take forever. Or if MJF just comes out and attacks someone and ends it that way. Or maybe they do the...
You left your house and walked into mine.
Walker! 40 months! Good to see you here, sir. Thank you for the resub. I appreciate you. How you doing tonight, Walker? Hope everything's all well up north. Looks like everybody who's coming in for Backbreaker Wrestling is, just starting to file in. We might be starting late with all this. Oh, God. Top guys. As soon as he said top guys, here come FTR. Now this is going to get a little beat up. Chipping frozen signs out and a lot of fencing. They couldn't have waited 48 hours until, it's going to be like 10 degrees warmer. Please tell me his partner's coming. There's a history here. Could we see... And... Could you imagine if Gargano just randomly disappears off of WWE programming, which... Ha! Big Stoke? Renee, just get the hell out of it. We're going to get a trios match? Oh, shit. Ciampa and Dax. All right, let's go. They are literally not going to start the main event till after 8 o'clock. They're literally starting the main event after they're supposed to be done. Well, either way, let's get through the rundown here of everything that we're... let me get a snooze in here. Get a rundown of everything that's going on next week because it is going to be a huge week here, folks. Once again, if you are watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the like. We got new alerts for YouTube on here now, so please feel free to use them. Right after we're done here, BPW, keep calm and lay down. We're going to have the Retro Balls of Marina Shafir taking on Mellow Beast, Nick Ontario, and Chris Statlander. And then Kayla J against the mystery opponent. And PJC and AWS are going to be taking on the team of Game Time Will Jackson as well as Walker Pipe Guy. And in our main event, Hoju taking on Andre C. Winner gets to go to face Ophelia Payne at BPW Arrival next Saturday night. Plus, we will have one more match announced formally. Right now, we have 3.5 matches announced already. The other half will be when we get finished our main event tonight. So, Saturday, we'll be here with Collision as well as our Bash in Berlin PLE, which will be the final PLE on WWE 2K25 for my GM mode. But then coming up next week, graphics speak a million words here. March 10th is 15 years for me as a creator. So we're going to go with 10 straight days of streams here. So we're going to be on Twitch all these days. For our Sidecast, we'll be on YouTube as well. My God, I hate hiccups. Schedule's up there. BPW Arrival, Saturday, March 14th. AEW Dynamite. I did spoil BPW's theme for next week if you look hard enough. I'll get into more details once we get into the show later. And then, we got MLB The Show coming out. We have WWE 2K26 coming out. We have Kenny Omega, a.k.a. Alex, coming out for Street Fighter 6. Plus, we got a whole bunch of other stuff coming out. So whether you're lurking, chatting, or having a good time, we always appreciate you. Hit the subs, hit the likes, hit the follows. Oh. What the hell? I'm just going to go.
What the hell is that?
I don't know what that promo was, but Davis doesn't even get his own music. They're literally giving these guys all the intros. I love that Justin isn't waiting around. Forgive me, just turning on the Xbox. We are going to have a little bit of break in between. I got to reload and unload, but other than that, we'll be going as quickly as possible tonight. So you got the greatest tournament wrestler, you got the blue chipper of the future, and you got the badass brawler on one side. Yeah, nobody's getting much in ring time to spare here. Horse cock. Honestly, this might be the best thing to do. Oh my God, you're really pretty. One of the best sides of the world here, but... I'd feel really bad for whatever show is scheduled right after Dynamite every week. You guys in the States, what do you have booked as your next show up on HBO or on TNT or TBS? Sorry, I know in Canada they like book a countdown list, sort of like just a filler show. Impractical Joke? Okay, then that's fine. Oh, shit. All right, Fletcher and Speedball, let's go. All right, that's going to be a hell of a match for Wednesday. Oh, that's right. They were advertising this online, this four-way tag. I do like that they have some different teams, different wrestlers working that night. The fuck? Pardon my French. Casanoli Takeshita. All right, well, if you're going to send Hichisero to beat up, that... Oh, God. Swerve against Gravity. Let me just get this ahead of time. So wait a second. They just did a promo saying Ciampa's going to see FTR on Saturday. But now they got a championship match against the Rascals. You mean you couldn't have fucking saved that promo for another day? Even if Ciampa and Dax had that confrontation later, having the promo next week wouldn't have changed much on it. Problem is with Hangman, you know, you try to go after Davis and you got to get like 4 big shots scathing off, so. Fans are loving it, but... And I guess they don't mind running a little bit long tonight because, well, it is a single taping tonight. It's they go to another venue on Saturday, I believe, so. Next week they're doing the double taping in San Jose, so. Oh, I wonder what kind of press are going to be there for that. Flips and kip ups. Oh God. I'm sorry, Callus, if you're a little upset about, flippy dippy a little bit. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. All right, I thought he was going to land ribs first. They're getting a commercial break at 10 after. Are you freaking kidding me? Well, I'm glad everybody could stick around because, we got... They're going into my TV time, which is even worse, Because they shouldn't be getting into breaking my TV time as we're going through this. Impractical Jokers, SC, that's fine. Backbreaker Pro Wrestling should be taking priority here. As now they're starting to work over Kevin Knight, which is what we exactly expected as we got going here. So, and Takeshita's just, yeah, we're just going normal. It's fine. We get the tag. Basically, you're having the challengers work over Kevin Knight through the whole thing, which is probably going to be I'm glad they're compressing the story down, but it's still AEW competing with BBW. Yeah, fair enough. We're not running at the same time because I don't want to take away numbers from either one, right? Because for all those that are watching AEW, you want to get an opportunity to watch the major leagues here after in BPW, but huge throwdown there. Welcome back, Andre. Good to see you here again, my friend. We're just waiting for our main event to end here. Because the trios title started literally 5 minutes after 8. So, Tony Khan's really milking the clock on this one, so. Almost makes you wonder if he actually wanted to do an extra week or something. Or just, he wants to book the extra half hour and say to hell with it. But in all seriousness, AEW is one of their highest grossing shows on the network, period. So you can't really blame them for deciding to do this, right? I almost forgot about that with Aussie Open. These guys are working well together. My God, Callis is not going to give up the French thing, is he? And Kevin Knight returns the dropkick just as much here. So theoretically, if this match does go too long, in Canada, indirectly, AEW is affecting TKO. Because at the bottom of the hour, our TSN channel has actually got the PBR, the professional bull riders, which is owned by TKO. Which, if you don't know TKO, it's the parent company of WWE, UFC, and such. Attaboy, Davis. Oh, God. Fletcher is so crisp. Reverse, reverse, reverse. Now the PK comes in. Now that is a statement shot right there. All right, now we need MJF to come out here. Never mind. Davis in the ring, Hangman in the ring. We almost know what's going to happen at this point. Oh, shit. Nice counter there by Davis. Fletcher with the Superman leap over. I love it. Block, block. Boom. Jesus! Bailey with a poison rana. Textbook speedball going through here. He's going to get the big man down somehow. I don't know where I fell in the toilet, but I returned. Oh, God. There he is. And that's how you lose your title. Wow. We knew MJF was coming out. We just didn't know when. Well, that's a quick way to end Jet Set Rodeo. Now Davis has gold. And now Takeshita get me triple pissed about being at. What a night of action here. Gotta admit, tonight, didn't see it come. I don't think anybody did. But if you think about it, Jet Set Rodeo was basically there to. Oh, Takesha's the NJPW World TV Champion. He hasn't been coming around with it, so we'll have to see how that if it shows up on Saturday when he takes on Claudio. They announced that for Collision on Saturday, so. But no, the whole storyline is Okada stole Takeshi's tag team partner. Well, no, Takeshi was out tonight. Wish this was the Castle Runners. Would surprise me one bit, but no, all in all tonight, pretty decent episode of Dynamite. Pretty much everything we expected. The only thing I would have liked a tiny bit of offense on the Inspiration, but it's sort of apropos for everything that they were a part of before. And getting your first match as a squash pretty much runs the same way as Harley did. And we were talking about that during the match. But with that being said, Mike the Ref steals my heart. Oh, so sweet. With that being said, that's going to wrap up the AEW Dynamite portion of the show tonight. Once again, everybody, I want to say thank you for being here. If you're on Twitch, hang on. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. I already got the Xbox fired up. So we're going to basically unload, reload. I'll load up the first match, and we'll get Backbreaker Wrestling going right away here. We got a huge card tonight. If you're watching over on YouTube, twitch.tv/Mike the Ref, it will be exclusive up there. We're going to bid you guys adieu as we put these matches up every Monday over on the Backbreaker YouTube channel, Backbreaker Gaming YouTube channel. But with that being said, thank you everybody for being here over on YouTube, and smash the like button, hit subscribe, do all the great stuff. Have yourself a great week. We will see you back here Saturday for AEW Collision.